What are you proactively doing to begin your film screenwriting career?
There's a website called, what was the name of it? It's like Meetup, not Meetup, but
some kind of meeting up.
It's like hey, screenwriters come and meet at this church and share your script, and you read some pages, and there's like 12 or 15 people, and I go there every week and do that, and I'm also shooting a YouTube, like a kids YouTube channel at some off-lot studio somewhere in Hollywood. And I'm thinking like, okay, I'll like kids YouTube stuff. Like maybe I can just get some experience, and I'm trying to. Are
you doing that yourself? You're making your own kids YouTube stuff?
No.
Or are you just somebody who's helping
there's a
somebody
channel.
Else? Got
there's a channel that is making kids content. And
are you getting paid?
Yeah, it's not much. Some like freelance for that a couple of times, and I'm also doing some editing for. There's like some really rich people in Beverly Hills that are doing their like side projects, documentaries, like really terrible documentaries, but they got all this money, and I'm like editing it, and I'm terrible to work with. I'm just like really awful at. I end up getting basically, not called back for all of these things.
And that's because you're like, oh, this kid's video, I could probably use this over here and add this soundtrack, and you make it into your own thing, and it's turns into a freaking war movie.
Yeah, I'm terrible at working for other people sometimes in certain ways, and those were not good fits, and I was not a good fit for those roles, and it went awful, and it was just devastating for me.
Did you not think about like just doing your own stuff? Like, oh, I'm just gonna start making YouTube videos of the little war thing that I want to film, or the thing, whatever it is I want to film. Did you not think of doing that?
I didn't. I guess didn't think I had the budget, or that people would want to listen, or where would I put it, and so I would do little short films and upload them on YouTube, but like no one would. I wouldn't watch them if like
that's they were not the best place to start. Then.
Yeah, it was.
What were your short films about? Are they still up there? Are you going to upload them to Cappy Army? I think we all want to see them.
It's like reading your diary from like 20 years ago. Such embarrassing content, so terrible, and I didn't realize like I don't have a knack for like fictional stories, like writing character dialogue and things like that. It took me a long time to realize that I'm more interested in history and events and real life. And I so long wanted to, like growing up, Indiana Jones was like my hero. I wanted to be Indiana Jones so badly. When I was 6 years old, I would have the fedora hat and like the whip. And like I'd be out in the forest like swinging from the trees, and like I wanted to go beat the Nazis in Europe and like go on the adventures so badly, and like I wanted to tell stories like that. But then I ended up kind of ultimately realizing like I want to live that life actually. Like I want to go to Ukraine and I want to report from the front lines, and I want to live that life and tell those stories instead of like write a character.
Mm-hmm. How long did you keep pursuing the dream?
It was a year and a half. Was
there a final nail in the coffin?
Yeah, I realized like I was struggling a lot with I was like drinking a lot and doing a lot of drugs to fill this like emptiness in me. And
what drugs were you doing?
I was doing a lot of MDMA, a lot of cocaine, a lot of ketamine, a lot of acid.
Damn, you weren't kidding, bro.
Oh, I was a mess.
Oh, God.
I was a mess. I was like, and I think it actually was the acid that made me realize like that I was being very narcissistic.
Where are you hanging out? Like, you make some friends in LA?
Yeah.
And
other people that are like, like me, like I'm just bozos, like people who, and you can find them in Los Angeles without looking very hard.
Mm-hmm. And do you all sit around like in a in like a struggle session, kind of talking about, you know, like that I'm gonna make it, or I can't believe this didn't happen? Like, what is the vibe in that crew besides just doing ketamine, cocaine, and acid?
Yeah, there's a lot of that for sure. A lot of people that are bitter about not being where they want to be, and you know, I was also very focused on just having fun, and like it was, now I realize, like such a dark, and at the time too, like really awful point, probably the lowest point in my life. And I really again had to have one of those moments where I look in the mirror and realize that like this is not who I want to be.
Mm-hmm. Do you think, how much is this is like, hey, you were in the military, you had a mission, you had friends, you had purpose, and then all that's gone? Is that the hole that's trying to fill up with what you're doing? Not
having purpose is the most dangerous thing in life, especially if you have high ambitions. That's a dangerous cocktail. Mm-hmm. If you have high ambitions and you like really have drive and you want to be doing something. I'm the type of person, like I work 80 hours a week. I work every weekend. I just go really hard at work. And if I don't have that outlet, like I sort of have a very addictive personality. So if I don't have something positive to put my energy into, like I'm going to put that into something very negative. Mm-hmm. And having that addictive personality has been amazing for YouTube, because I'm like addicted to how do I get, you know, the figuring out the algorithm and making the best videos possible. But like without that, I was very self-destructive.
Mm-hmm. So you said, I think I cut you off, but you were about to say that there was like a looking in the mirror moment. You said perhaps it was the acid, and you just decided this is not, I'm not moving forward.
The acid made me realize I was a super narcissistic person. Like made me realize that I was very self-centered and selfish, extremely selfish person. And I guess because I've been so fortunate in my life to like be able to work remotely for IBM. Like I had a paycheck, like, but also that was such a terrible thing for me at the time, because it allowed me to like be this self-destructive person. And I could still get my job done and edit a couple of videos for IBM, and they were happy with like, to them, it was worth my salary. Mm-hmm. This giant company. They're like, if he edits 4 videos a month, that's worth, you know, his like $60,000 salary. But it really did make me realize that I'm like, oh wait, things are terrible in my life, and I'm not successful in Hollywood or like doing anything I want to do because of me. Like, and no matter how many times my mom tells me that she loves me and I'm her perfect baby boy, like I'm actually not. Like, I'm actually kind of a pretty bad person. And like I didn't even know where to start like not being that person anymore. But there was that realization, I think, where things in my life then started to become very positive.
So was it a real sharp turn? Were you like, all right, no?
No, I realized it, and that was a sharp moment, but changing as a human being is it's like pulling teeth. Mm-hmm. And it takes a long time. And it's like, okay, I'm going to go 6 months without like doing any drugs. Okay, I'm going to go a year, and like a lot of setbacks and relapses, and like not beating myself up for that. And just slowly like, okay, I'm going to do this a little better. And it took years.